Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 3 June 2021, Thursday night, 9 o'clock. Time for a knife sale on the Apostle P channel. Before we get into the meat of the sale, a little bit of housekeeping as usual. First of all, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale. I'm going to post them up on the screen for you in just a moment. I'll also reprint them in the description underneath this video. Also in the description at the very top, you're going to find 3 links to previous videos on this channel. The first is to my Primer for Buyers video. That goes hand in hand with the terms of the sale. It's a 38-minute expanded explanation of how we do things and why during this weekly sales event. The second link is to my FAQs for Consignors video. That will give you the nuts and bolts of how it works if you're interested in consigning knives to be sold in this weekly sale. And then the third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the Apostle P Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. So to guide you through the description underneath this video, which contains lots of important information, at the top you're going to see those 3 links, followed by the terms of the sale, and then at the bottom, the complete list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps on the left, pricing on the right. In the pricing column, the number you see to the left of the slash is your as shown price. The number to the right is that same knife with a fresh edge by the Apostle P Knife Service. And regarding that, if you are one of the first 6 to buy a sharpened knife tonight, that knife will be done tomorrow, Friday the 4th, and it'll ship with all the as shown inventory. If you're outside the first 6, it'll be 3 to 4 weeks for your knife to ship, if you want it sharpened. I think that's about it for housekeeping. Time to get the terms up on the screen. We'll be right back with the sale inventory. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First up, our one and only survivor from last week, one leftover knife. This one from Timberline Knives, a knife brand offered by the Great American Tool Company, Inc., Gettsville, New York. This is, I don't know, probably from around the turn of the millennium. It is a stainless steel handled mid-lock backlock knife made by the same OEM, original equipment manufacturer, that Spyderco still uses in Seki City. Got the old style, Spyderco style, ambidextrous clip attachment fastener. You're looking at 4 3/4 inch of all stainless steel handle, satin finished. Opens with a diamond shaped hole. It is a Tanto blade. There's your Seki City maker's mark. And the steel is going to be AUS 8. Blade length is 3 3/4. Hollow saber ground in the main bevel, and then flat ground in the secondary bevel at the point. Looks like the stock thickness is about 1/8 of an inch. Lockup is rock solid. Action is pretty darn good. Centering is right down the middle. Other than some very superficial scratches in that stainless steel handle, this thing is like new. So we're going to call it near mint in box. I tried to get a pricing reference for this knife. They're unobtainium, guys. Can't find them anywhere. But given its lineage and its rarity, we priced it last week at $100. It did not sell. So this week it can be yours. Kind of a piece of history. $75 this week, 75, and then 100 if you'd like my edge on it. That is the Timberline Lockback Tanto. Next up, Another one from Spyderco. Well, that one wasn't a Spyderco, sort of. This one from Golden, Colorado, USA Earth. It is a Para 3 with the digital camo handle, and it's got something special. Actually, it's got three things special. So there is your basic digicam, right? It is rocking a titanium deep carry pocket clip, a custom paracord lanyard with titanium bead with a green anno in the recesses, and then we've got this blade. Oh, what do I see? Yep. Tom Krein Regrind. And not only does it have a Tom Krein Regrind, it's also got an ApostleP edge. I measured this with my digital caliper. 13 thousandths behind the edge, guys. I probably did. I can't remember when I sharpened this for Chris, but it was... I probably did like a 17 degree no micro bevel, and it's wicked, guys. Wicked. Zero blade play. Nice free dropping blade. Perfect centering. It's sort of like new as modded, right? So we'll call it near mint in box because it's not a stock Para 3. But a beautiful example with lots of neat upgrades. Your price on this one, $190. $190. No need to sharpen. That's in your inventory. Is Spyderco Para 3 Krein Regrind TAP. Next up, from the Hunt series of the Benchmade Knife Company, Oregon City, Oregon, we've got a 15085-2 Mini Crooked River. It is your standard version of the Mini Crooked River with those laminated hardwood scales, hard anodized aluminum bolsters, orange pivot collars, orange backspacer, split arrow clip, Parkerized variety, and S30V blade, rocking an ApostleP edge. Yes, this is from our friend Chris in Texas, who likes to send me stuff to sharpen, never use it, and then sell it on the sale. We love him. Let's see, centering is dead down the middle. Lockup is rock solid. Action is perfect. A gorgeous example. Your price, not $205 like a new one would cost you, but you can't even find them. Not plus the $20 it costs to sharpen it. How about $175 all in, sharpened up, shipped, priority mail. That's the Benchmade Crooked River TAP. Next up, here's a pretty cool knife I haven't seen one of. From Protech, Vault-Tec. Comes in a ballistic nylon belt pouch that looks like it might be Molly compatible. Inside we have the Protech TR4 Vault-Tec edition. So I believe these are customized by PVK, and they appear on PVK's website. Got a nice custom lanyard and a brass bead. It's a manual button lock knife with a thumb stud. Beautiful blade centering, perfect lockup, beautiful action. It's a very interesting distressed green anno. And then that custom Vault-Tec etch on the blade. Blade length is 4 inches. Wow. Handle length 5 1/4. Blade steel is 154 cm. It is a beautiful example, like new in the box. These right now are completely out of stock at PVK. When they were in stock, they were $350. This one can be yours, $290 all in. $290 and then $310 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. That's the Protech TR4 Vault-Tec PVK. Very cool. Very cool indeed. We'll put it back in its little home. Next up, back to Benchmade. It's a blue class knife. It is a 551-1 Griptilian. I think the most legendary of all mass-produced Griptilians. It's got that beautiful 3D machined and checkered gray G10 with blue liners, blue hard anodized aluminum standoffs, the drop point blade and CPM 20 CV, and I couldn't tell, guys. This is not from my consignor Chris, this is from Pat. Sometimes I sharpen his stuff and sometimes I don't, but it could be my edge, it could be his. But it is a beautiful polished edge on that 20 CV. Lockup is rock solid. Action is free as a bird. Blade centering dead down the middle. And it's got the painted deep carry clip, which of course is ambidextrous. We'll call this one definitely near mint. No need to sharpen, got a beautiful edge. Map pricing on this knife at your favorite web retailer, brand new, is $187. We're going to do this one for $140. No need to sharpen. That's the Benchmade 551 grip. Next up, from Spyderco via Taichung, Taiwan, we have a Sliverax. A Sliverax. Pretty cool knife. Made for small hands. You've got a handle, 4 5/8 inches in length, in the new, more deeply textured carbon fiber over G10 laminate. We have a reversible deep carry paper clip. We got a compression lock, and we got a ball bearing flipper, which flips a lot better than that. Dummy. Blade is S30V. Blade length is 3 3/8 inches. A very nice sort of worn leaf. Lockup is rock solid. Blade drops freely. Centering is dead down the middle. Condition we'll call near mint in box. Map pricing on this knife is $178 at your favorite retailer. This one can be yours. $110. $110 like it is $130 if you'd like an Apostle P Edge. Next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 6. The Spyderco Sliverax. Next up, we got us a real beast from ZT. What is it, you ask? Well, it's a ZT0804CF Rexford in CTS 204P steel. You have a gorgeous carbon fiber handle on the show side, recessed mount for the ambidextrous titanium fully milled clip. We have a frame in DLC coated titanium. This is a titanium frame lock with steel insert. The handle length is, I didn't even write it down, you guys know this knife. It's close to 5 inches. You got that D-shaped pivot, USA made. Now you will want to keep your fingers off the lock bar when flipping this. It does have a little death lock going on. Beautiful drop point blade, CTS 204P steel. Again, this has a polished edge, and I think I did this one. I think, but it definitely doesn't need any work. It is razor sharp, nicely polished. Lockup rock solid. Centering hard to see, but it is perfect. Flipping action, perfect. Condition will be near mint in box as sharpened. Let's see, they're discontinued, they're out of stock. They were $260 when they were new at your favorite web retailer. Current sold listings on eBay ranging between $260 and $295. This one's probably too cheap. How about $185, guys? $185, no need to sharpen. That is the ZT0804CF. Next up, From Massdrop and knife designer TJ Schwarz, we have a Perpetua. But it's not the boring gray Perpetua. We have OD green G10 on this one. So this is the TJ Schwarz and Massdrop version of the formerly patented Benchmade axis lock. We have an ambidextrous tip-up pocket clip, kind of short, kind of nice. Stainless steel liners. A blade in Nitro V steel. And this has got a polished edge on it. Not mine, but it is quite well done. So I'm not going to give you a sharpened price on this one. Rock solid axis lock lockup. Free dropping blade. Centering is extremely close to perfect. You be the judge. Squared away knife, guys, with a great edge on it. Let's see. These dropped at 109, I believe. Don't think they're still available in this color anyway. Your price, $80. $80 shipped priority mail. No need to sharpen. That is the Massdrop Schwarz Perpetua. Next up, from Ohio Way, Lon Humphrey Custom Knives, we have a Lon Humphrey Bridger in 52-100 steel with curly koa handles and white liners. Comes in that there sheath, kind of a low-riding belt sheath. And here's the knife in the Lon Humphrey Brute de Forge style. So you've got raw forged flats, a flat ground high saber primary bevel. There is your forged Lon Humphrey maker's mark. Same handle, I believe, as a gunfighter Bowie. So it's going to accommodate your hand in a variety of usable grips. Blade length on the Bridger is 5 3/8 inches. Handle length is 5. Very nicely done example by Lon. We'll call this one near mint in box. Let's see. These were $309 web price at your favorite dealer when they were new. This one can be yours. Near mint in the box. $250, $250, and then $280 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 6. That is the Bridger from Lon Humphrey. Next up, we have a Kizer in that fancy box. You know, I never show this. Let's go ahead and show it. You got the clamshell lid, you got the envelope full of paperwork, you got the pouch. Just a nice little setup from Kizer. I don't know why they do that on some knives and not on others, but pretty cool knife, I think. Check out that black and white G10. So it's a white G10 with a black laminate layer on top, and then when they mill it, it reveals the white. Pretty cool. This is the KI 4562A1 Cormorant. That G10 handle is 4 1/8 inches in length. The mechanism is a button lock on ball bearings with a tiny little flipper that's actually usable, not like a normal front flipper. So, yeah. Very cool blade shape. Kind of spider-esque, don't you think? Blade length on the Cormorant 3 3/16 of S35 VN in a high flat saber grind. The button lock mechanism locks up super tight. It is on ball bearings. The centering is dead down the middle. Pocket clip is going to be a reversible ambidextrous deep carry affair. Beautiful, beautiful little knife, like new in the box. Web pricing on these brand new is $119. This one can be yours, like new in the box, shipped priority mail, $95, $95, and then $115 if you'd like an ApostleP edge on it. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 6. That's the Kizer KI 4562A1 Cormorant. Next up, more knife from China. We Knife. This model is the 2004 Charlie Banter with the natural or jade G10 handle, black stainless liners, and a black stonewashed 20 CV blade. Very efficient little pocket knife, guys. Just a stainless steel liner lock with, I think, just one nested liner. Is that correct? That's correct. See, only on the lock side. So it makes it very light. You've got a deep carry pocket clip, not ambidextrous, just right hand only. There's your tumbled black blade. So let's see. Blade length 2 7/8. Beautiful spear point. Handle 3 5/8. So very efficient blade to handle ratio. I think this is on bearings. Yes, it is on ball bearings, but with thumb stud deployment. Lockup's rock solid. Action's perfect. Centering is going to be dead down the middle. It is like new in the box. This colorway with the Jade G10, the black hardware and blade, is out of stock everywhere. I think it was $123 when it was in stock. This one can be yours for $100. $100 like it is. $125 if you want it with an Apostle P edge. That is the WE 2004 C Banter. Next day sharpening available, by the way. Next up, from WE's little sister, Civivi, we have a Charlie 801 Charlie Baklash with black G10 handle, blue stainless liners, and a 9CR18 MOV blade. So this would be that budget line from WE. There's your milled G10 handle. This has got an ambidextrous deep carry clip. It is a flipper, I think, on phosphor bronze. Is that right? I gotta look. Oh no! It's on bearings. Sorry about that. There are your blue liners. So it's a stainless steel liner lock, ball bearing flipper. There's your lock engagement. It's rock solid. Blade centering dead down the middle. Action's perfect. Condition on this one, I'm going to say is near mint in box because there are some little blems right around the torque socket and the pivot from when the pivot's been adjusted. So pretty tiny stuff, but doesn't appear to have really cut anything. Let's see. Nope. Blade on the Banter, or on the Baklash, I'm sorry, is 9CR. Blade length is 3 7/16. Handle is 4 9/16. So nice full-size man's knife, nice forward finger choil, beautiful harpoon clip. The Baklash, $42.50 web price on this knife at your favorite online retailer, brand new, or just buy this one for $30 shipped priority mail, $50 with an Apostle P edge. That's a deal. And that is the Civivi C801C Baklash. Next up, another Civivi for us to look at. This is the C913C Hooligan in D2 with snakeskin micarta liners. This is a pretty neat little knife. Pretty neat little knife, I think. Does it look like it has a butch ball influence? I think it kind of does. I don't know. That snakeskin micarta, very pretty. So that handle you're looking at on the Hooligan is 4 1/16. You've got a stainless steel liner lock. Clip is deep carry tip up and it will go left or right. Thumb stud deployment, and it is on phosphor bronze. Gorgeous blade. Nice thin hollow grind. D2 blade steel. There's your lock engagement. It's rock solid. Silky smooth phosphor bronze action. Perfect blade centering. Not quite a free dropper, but it's on bronze. It doesn't need to be. Condition on the Hooligan, like new in the box. If you want one of these brand new, it's going to run you $54 at your favorite web retailer, or just buy this one like new in the box, shipped priority mail, $40. $40. $60 if you like it with an Apostle P edge. Next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 6 knives purchased to be sharpened tonight. That's the Civivi C913C Hooligan. Next up, we have another one from Civivi. This is the C2013D Ortis, the Ortis from Civivi. Definitely a little budget knife. Fiberglass reinforced nylon handles, deep carry reversible ambidextrous pocket clip. It is a flipper, and it is on bearings. Blackened stainless steel niner locks. Steel is 9CR18 MOV. Blade length 3 1/4. Handle length is 4 1/4. There's your lock engagement. It's rock solid. Blade centering is perfect. It's like new in the box. Very sweet clip point blade. Let's see. Web pricing on these brand new, $40. Of course, at that low price, you're probably going to have to pay some shipping. Or you could just buy this one for $30, like new in the box. Perfect mechanically. $30 shipped priority mail. $30 shipped, $50 with an TheApostleP edge. Next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 6. That is the Civivi C2013D Ortis. Next up, we have one from Kizer in the fancy box with the outer sleeve, the inner clamshell, the envelope full of paperwork, and the pouch. All that good stuff. This is from the Tomcat series from Kizer. This is the River Cat, the KI4456A1 River Cat. And you're going to see the letters TAP after the description in the inventory list because it has an edge by TheApostleP Knife Service. I sharpened this one for its owner, and it's screaming. Okay, so what do you got here? 3 5/16 inches of S35VN with a beautiful stonewash, a beautifully milled titanium handle, tip up reversible left or right pocket clip, steel inserted titanium frame lock. There's your lock engagement, which is rock solid. Blade centering is perfect. Flipping action's beautiful. Condition on this one is going to be near mint in box with an TheApostleP edge. These, I found a web listing on, they're all out of stock everywhere at your normal retailers. I think they were more than this, but I saw a clearance price of $130 somewhere. Amazon has a couple of these floating around for $167. This one can be yours with an TheApostleP edge. Other than that, like new. $120 shipped priority mail. That is the KI4456A1 River Cat TAP from Kizer. Next up, I got a little mess going on over here, guys. Oh. Should have done these in a different order. Okay, next. From Ferrum Forge Knifeworks Inc. by way of China, we have the Ferrum Forge Stinger in Nitro V Steel black G10 scales with some revealed bead blasted stainless steel liners. We have a deep carry non-ambidextrous clip. It's going to be right hand only. And this gorgeous little blade. Man, what a nice flipping action. Nitro V, bead blasted, nice fuller. A super nice little EDC blade, guys. It just loves your hand in any grip. Ball bearing flipper, liner lock, rock solid lockup. Perfect centering. Just a gorgeous little EDC blade. Why don't they put the clip mount ambidextrous on this thing, man? I would so own one of these. Anyhow, you got 3 3/16 inches of blade, 4 1/8 inches of handle, so very efficient blade to handle ratio. Like new in the box. These are out of stock at all the retailers I looked at. They were $90 when they were available. This one can be yours like new in the box, a perfect example. $75 shipped priority mail. $95 if you like it with an ApostleP edge. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 6. That's the Ferrum Forge Stinger. Next up, I'm going to drop something here. From QSP, Better Knife, Better Life. Can't argue with that. Even comes with a little card with some dimensions on it. How about that? What's the knife, you ask? Again, kind of a cutie. This is the QSP Hawk, a stainless steel liner lock knife that's scaled in a carbon fiber that it almost looks like Damascus. And it's got some nice chatoyance, doesn't it? Very, very pretty. Deep carry pocket clip. Going to be right hand only. It is a flipper. It is on ball bearings. 3¼ inch drop point blade. Kind of a tumble polished. I don't know, it isn't tumble polish. It's got a really high micro finish satin, vertical on the primary bevel, and then horizontal satin on the flats. S35 VM blade, 3¼ inches long, 4 3/16 handle, so very efficient blade to handle ratio. Got some nice jimping. There's your lock engagement. It's rock solid. Can you use that little choil? It's kind of small, maybe for Chinese fingers. Action is sweet, centering is perfect, lockup is solid, condition like new in the box. I believe I did find some of these in stock at web retailers for $124. This one can be yours for $100 shipped, priority mail, $120 with an ApostleP edge. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 6 tonight. That is the QSP Hawk. Next up, I teased you with this yesterday in the heads up video. This is one of our 2 twofers tonight. The main attraction is from Steel Will. And if you can read that box label, it's the R315 Roamer fixed blade knife. I believe these are made in China, but man, the design is something else. You have a pretty marginal quality leather sheath with a dangling belt loop. Decent quality snap, Steel Will maker's mark embossed into the leather. And look at this design, guys. That is a luscious looking clip point blade. Steel is 9CR18 MOV, beautifully set and finished. The blade length on the Roamer is 4.5 inches. The handle is, it's not FRN, it's something like a Krein. It's got a little compliance to it, and it is over molded a full tang knife. So if you notice, the tang kind of disappears into the handle and then re-emerges as an impact device at the butt of the knife. Some nice concentric circle, kind of a Doppler thing going on, molded into the handle, and it's super comfortable, guys. You got a nice Coke bottle, great pinch grip, great hammer grip. I mean, it's just very, very nicely done. Very nicely done. That handle, by the way, on the Roamer is 5 3/16, if I didn't mention it. These run, and I found a little bit of a variability in the pricing, between $50 and $55 new. Okay, but that's not all you get. You're also going to get the CJRB full-size feldspar in natural G10 with that brass pivot collar. So you got stainless steel liner lock, natural G10, D2, is that right? Yeah, D2 blade steel, 4 9/16 handle, 3.5 inch blade, and they're a ball bearing pivot, I think. Yeah. So these retail. These retail for $40 on the web. So you're an average dealer. $50 for the Roamer, $40 for the feldspar. So you got $90 total there. Both like new in the box. You get the whole package for $65, guys. $65 shipped priority mail. plus 20 each to sharpen. That is, so this will appear in your inventory as steel wheel roamer with feldspar. Okay, steel wheel roamer with feldspar. $65 plus 20 each to sharpen. All right. And the retention is a little tight, which is just how you want it. Okay. Next up, that was 2 for number 1. This is 2 for number 2. It's another one from Steel Will, upside down. Another one from Steel Will. And it is another R315 Roamer. So same knife as in the first combo, right? Leather sheath with dangle. Blade, 4.5 inches of 9CR18 MOV. A gorgeous clip point. It looks like a clip point designed by some guy in Indiana. That's exactly how I would do it for a knife this size. A 5 3/16 inch handle with an overmolded craton-like material. It is not FRN. It's got some give to it. Overmolded a full tang. So it's not like a rat tail tang. It's the thickness coming out the back is the thickness of the tang. The handle length is 5 3/16. The steel is 9CR18 MOV. Beautifully made knife. Great in the hand. Just a great little all-purpose camp knife, I think. These retail for $50 at your favorite online retailer. But that's not all. Not only do you get the roamer, but from CJRB we have a mini feldspar in that sort of gray-blue G10, brass pivot collar, deep carry pocket clip, ball bearing knife with a thumb stud, liner lock, rock solid lockup, beautiful action. Centering is close. Blade length is 3 inches of D2. Handle length is 4 inches. So yeah, that combo, the roamer, which retails for $50 online, and the mini feldspar, which sells for $35, so that's $85 total, and they're both brand new with boxes. $60 for the combo, not $85, $60 plus 20 each to sharpen, and that'll be in your inventory as steel wheel roamer with mini feldspar. And next day sharpening is available on those if they're among the first 6 knives purchased to be sharpened tonight. I never seem to be able to get that in the sheath very well. There we go. And there's your retention strap. And we move on. Next up, from K-Bar, by way of the Tactical Defense Institute, we have one of the K-Bar TDI knives. Okay, so it's going to come with the molded plastic sheath with MOLLE capability, FRN handle over a blade of AUS 8 steel with the epoxy crinkle coat finish. And guys, I am no expert on how to employ this knife, but I know there's a science to it. So you got an AUS 8 blade, 3 5/8 inches in length with a serrated main cutting edge and a plain secondary edge. The handle is 4 3/4. It is near mint in box. There might be some very light scuffing in that crinkle coat finish. Hasn't cut anything major though. Your price on this one, near mint in box with sheath. Come on. You got to put it in the right way, dummy. How about $45 shipped priority mail? $60 if you want me to put a fresher, better edge on that secondary point. Okay, so $45 or $60 on the K-Bar TDI Large Tanto. Next up, are you guys paying attention? I hope you are, because we have something special. Here's its pelican-like home. It comes from Grimsmo Knives. Proudly made in Canada. I don't even know the tune. There's your Grimsmo sticker. There's your Grimsmo tool. There's your nano lube. Come on, Rob. Come on. Seriously? How hard is this? For goodness sake. And inside there you got a card here. So the card tells us we are looking at a Grimsmo Norseman serial number 3837, stonewashed RWL34 steel, a Starburst 2.0 milling pattern, finished color silver, bronzed hardware, made August 5th, 2020. My consignor calls it the COVID edition. And there's the knife. The Norseman, the knife that started it all for Grimsmo. Yes, it's a titanium frame lock. It certainly is. It has a fully milled titanium clip. And it's got a not ground but a milled blade. Oh. There's your lock engagement. It is rock solid. It's what we expect from Grimsmo, isn't it? I will say this. The Grimsmo brothers have gotten much better at sharpening. This has a very, very mean factory edge. And by mean, I do not mean average. I mean nasty. I mean nasty. A nasty factory edge. I'm going to give you an edge sharpen price, but I wouldn't. Okay. So it's like new in the box, guys. It's perfect. I believe these sold last year for $9.25 on a lottery basis. But there are more of them in the market than there used to be. So it's not going to be $1,400 or $1,700. It's going to be $750 shipped. Priority mail. $750. And $780 if you want me to sharpen it, but I would not. That is Grimsmo Norseman number 3837. Next up, from a little company from Solingen, Germany, Hubertus. We have the Hubertus lever lock knife. So a lever lock is an automatic knife that kind of is shaped like a traditional slip joint pocket knife. You flip back the lever to that position, and then you press. Out she flies. Beautiful little spear point stainless steel blade, or rostfrei in Deutsch. Blade length on this one is 3 1/4. The handle length is 4 5/8. And guys, I tried to find what this handle material is, and when I'm looking at the die and the figuring, or is it even dyed? I think it might be jigged buffalo horn. It might be cowbone, but I think it might be buffalo horn. Look right there, see that? Anyway, this is a super well done knife. The slightest bit of side play, 0 vertical. Blade length is 3 1/4. Handle is 4 5/8. Centering ain't bad. Condition very near mint, no box. These sell between $200 and $250 new, depending on where you can get them. This one can be yours for $150, and then $170 with an ApostleP edge. That is the Hubertus Lever Lock Auto. And I like when you watch that. Just not all lever locks do this, but this is proper. To release the lock, you press down the lever and then you start folding. And watch what happens to the lever. It flips back. Some of them stay in the back position. This one flips to the pocket position. I like that. So yeah, $150 like it is, $170 with an ApostleP edge. Next up, hands down, bar none, coolest knife in the sale. Absolutely the coolest knife in the sale. I used to own a Spyderco Valaton, and that's what this is a Spyderco Valaton, designed by Butch Valaton. It is a sort of homage to a sub-hilt fixed blade, right? So the scale is in two pieces. That might get interesting as this segment goes along. Sort of a sear handle pattern with a sub-hilt, right? You're going to have a 4-way positionable PVD-coated Spidey clip. And then it's a liner lock knife with that, it's sort of a stylized Tanto, right? So you got a hollow ground primary bevel, and then a flat or a convex ground secondary point bevel, and then a V bevel, edge bevel all the way. Big old stop lugs, and a big thick liner lock mechanism, plenty of meat to get your thumb on. Action's beautiful, centering is beautiful. But I'm going to show you something. Notice the Butch Valaton maker's mark here, right above my thumb, and the serial number 444. Why is that? Why is that? Well, if we look at the spine, we get a hint. And then if we hold the knife in our right hand and take this front section of scale and just move it upward, yes sirree, Bob. It's a hidden release auto. And it's nice. I mean, it's freaking nice. That action is beautiful. Yeah. Lockup is rock solid. So his custom job does not affect the lockup. And it doesn't affect the action using it the normal way. Super cool. Super cool. Like new, no box. They are out of stock everywhere. There were 360 when they were in stock. This one can be yours. I think it's too cheap. If I could manipulate this this release with my left hand, I would buy this knife. But I can't. I tried. It is a right-hander's knife. $300, guys. $300, like it is. $325 if you like it with an Apostle P edge. That is the Spyderco Valaton Custom Auto. Next up, from Latama. I think in Italy, probably. We have a limited edition stiletto, 4 7/8 handle, beautiful buffalo horn covers. It is a button release automatic with a pick lock and a safety. If the safety is slid to the red, if the red is showing, it's fire. If the red is not showing, it's locked closed. Okay. And there's your button opener. Whew. There's your stainless steel blade. And the length is 4 7/8 inches. The handle length is 5 15/16. So it's almost 11 inches total length. This is an unsharpened knife. I mean, it has no edge. None. That's how they did these limited editions. Really, it's a letter opener. So, it has a little bit of side play, a little bit of vertical play. The lock is very strong, though. So you pick that lock up and you close the blade. It's super strong. You can find this style knife from different manufacturers, and let's see. Number 232 of 2013, I think it says. So it was probably a 2013 edition. Doesn't come with a box. Like I said, you can find similarly styled knives from Pakistani manufacturers that sell for a lot less. This knife would have probably sold in the mid 300s brand new. This one can be yours. $250. And then if you want me to sharpen it, it's going to be $275, guys. So $25 to sharpen because it has no edge on it. So it's going to take some work. That is the Latama limited edition stiletto. Next up, we got a little run of Kershaw's. Here we go. Proudly made in the United States of America. We have a Kershaw 7600 Launch 5. The 7600 no suffix means black hard anodized aluminum handle, red deployment button, and stonewash blade. This is the Ernest Emerson design. Launch, CPM 154, blade steel, 3 7/16 inches of gorgeous clip point blade, 5 1/8 inches of handle. It is a button lock automatic. Lockup is rock solid. Centering is perfect. Action is beautiful. And I had no reliability issues locking full open on this one, okay? And this is going to be in your inventory as Kershaw Launch 5 number 1. Your price? Not the $115 they were when they were brand new, but now they're out of stock. How about $75 for this one, and then $95 if you like it with an Apostle P edge. This is Kershaw 7600 Launch 5 number 1. Next up, another Kershaw, another Kershaw. Man, I'm never going to make it as a hand model. Proudly made in the USA. It is another Kershaw 7600 Launch 5. This will be in your inventory as Kershaw 7600 Launch 5 number 2. Again, hard anodized black aluminum handles, red deployment button, Parkerized butter knife clip, stonewash blade, CPM 154, 3 7/16 inches in length with the Ernest Emerson signature because he designed the knife. You got a 5 1/8 inch handle. There's your deployment. Lockup is rock solid. Blade centering on this one is perfect. Now, this is going to be $5 less than number 1, okay? And the reason being is that when I was setting up for the sale yesterday, I had some failure to lock opens with this knife. Now, having said that, I've been playing with it all morning today. It won't do it, but just so you know, it did it. So it's like new in box. Asterisk on the lockup, as I said, and I've done it probably 20 times today. It's never failed. So, yeah, these were $115 when they were in stock. They are now out of stock everywhere. This one can be yours, like new in the box. $70, $70, $90 if you like it with an Apostle P edge. That's Kershaw 7600 Launch 5 number 2. Next up. It is another Kershaw, and it is another one that has been proudly made in the USA. This is a Kershaw Launch 5, but it's the 7600 OL. And I actually have twins, but there is no distinction. So I'm only going to show you the video segment once. This is the olive green handle version of the Launch 5. You get an all black deployment button, but man, doesn't that handle look pretty. And these are both identical knives, guys. They're both 100% reliable. They both have rock solid lockup. They're both the same microscopic amount off center. So yeah. How about them? 3 7/16 inch blade, 5 1/8 inch handle. CPM 154 is the blade steel. Be careful on these because I've got 4 Launch 5s. This is 7600 OL Launch 5, number 1 and number 2. These were $115 or $120 when they were in stock. They are now out of stock. They're both like new in the box. Your price each $80. $80 and then $100 if you'd like an Apostle P edge on them. Next day sharpening available if they're among the first section. That's Kershaw 7600 OL Launch 5 number 1 and number 2. Next up. From MOD, Masters of Defense. I spelled defense wrong because they, even though they're American, they spelled defense with a C. Son of a gun. Wait, now it says S right here. I don't know. Guaranteed for life, it says made in America. This is, according to my consignor, an early model, non-microtech, made by Masters of Defense. And it is an LTC, large tactical clip point, 875 auto, the LTC 875 auto. That is a deep slate blue FRN handle with, I don't think this is Track Tech. This is that sort of old style sandpaper skateboard tape. And you're going to have a nice, that looks like a DLC coated clip. Stainless steel liners. Kind of a lazy hydraulic deployment, but it's 100% reliable. It's not the fastest spring, but it opens with authority. And it also has a spine safety. And man, when that spine safety's pushed forward, it looks like one solid piece of backspacer. But you do have to pull it back. We got a combo edge clip point blade in 154 cm, 3 5/8 inches long, DLC coated. The handle length is 5 1/8. Standard button lock auto. Rock solid lockup. The centering is very close to perfect. It looks like it might be favoring the right side ever so slightly. It's near mint to like new in box. One of these sold recently on Arizona Custom Knives for $185. This one can be yours. Near mint to like new in box. $175 shipped priority mail. $175 shipped. $195 if you like it with an Apostle P edge. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 6. That's the MOD LTC 875 auto. Next up, from the Benchmade Knife Company, Oregon City, Oregon, pay attention to the butterfly. We have a 51-1801 Morpho Balisong. Yes, we do. So that special 1801 edition is because of the orange G10 handle. So you got a standard latch, standard pivots, that beautiful spear point blade in D2, gorgeous stonewash. And let's see, let's lock it up open. When we're all locked up open, come on, lock up open, I said. There we go. I got 0 blade play. When I release the latch, I'll just show you the very, very minimal handle play. Condition on this is going to be near mint in the box, just a couple very minor clip scuffs in that blasted clip. Okay. Let's see. These are out of stock. It was a 2018 special edition. When they were in stock, they were $285. This one can be yours near mint in the box, $225, like it is $245 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Benchmade 51-1801 Morpho. Next up, this one gets interesting. It does. It's also a Benchmade. It's also a Balisong. It's also a Morpho, model 51BK, which means black blade. But check this out, guys. There is the blade in what appears to be DLC coated D2, which it's got just a little bit of corner wear near the spine, probably from flipping. And this consignor, he went down the rabbit hole. He became a competitive flipper. So the knife is not wearing the original black G10 scale or the blade, because it's wearing some serious Flytanium accessories. So you have an older generation Flytanium scale set. The new ones don't have as intricate a milling in the slots. Notice the 2 steps in the slots. The new ones aren't like that. They're more of a scallop, not as good looking. And then we've also got a Flytanium trainer blade installed. There is your handle play. So this is a purpose-built, like a race flipper. It is wearing that original clip, and there is a little bit of wear on the clip. The latch has been discarded because it frankly wouldn't work with that trainer blade anyway, so you didn't even save that. Then you got your blue anodized titanium liners that are standard on the 51 Morpho. So here's what you got, guys. And I've got all 4 scales, by the way. So you could take this knife back to original, have it be a 51 BK. Or you could leave it like it is and flip with it. This knife was $285 new, plus $200 for the trainer blade and the Flytanium scale. So this consignor's got $485 invested in this knife. It can be yours with everything. $330 shipped, priority mail. $330. $350 if you want me to put an edge on the D2 blade, which isn't enough because I'd have to install it in the handle to do that. So you let me know. That's the Benchmade 51 BK Morpho trainer. Okay, next up, and our last Benchmade in tonight's sale. It's a black box Benchmade. It is a 537 GY bailout. So this is the Tanto cousin of the bug out, black FRN or Normal GTX or whatever, the Grivery, whatever they're calling it. An aluminum backspacer / lanyard loop. A Tanto blade in CPM 3V with that gray Cerakote, rock solid lockup. Pretty good action. You could probably make it a little better if you wanted to. Blade centering very close to perfect on this one. You've got your Parkerized Shorty deep carry clip. Condition on this one is like new in the box. And these are now out of stock. When they were in stock, they were $157. This one can be yours, shipped, priority mail, like new in the box. $125 like it is. $150 if you like it with an ApostleP edge. That's the Benchmade 537 GY bailout. And the last knife in tonight's sale is one I have never seen. It is a zero tolerance knife, a real beast to boot. And it's the ZT0223 in 20 CV. Check this out, guys. I've never had one of these in my hand. So it is a DLC coated titanium frame with some very interesting G10 scales. It almost looks like one piece, but I believe those are beautifully mated in the middle. And the G10 kind of acts like a bolster lock. And a little bit of wear on the clip of this knife. So it's a steel inserted titanium frame lock, ball bearing flipper. And look at that. Very nice looking clip point blade with the slot. CPM 20 CV. Blade length is 3 9/16. Handle is 5 1/8. There's your lock engagement. It's rock solid. Blade centering is dead down the middle. Flipping action's awesome. This knife has been used and sharpened, and it's not the best edge. I could do better, and I will if you want. So let's see. These things are $300 new. $300 MAP pricing at your favorite web retailer. This one's got a little bit of wear on it. So how about we do it for $220? $220 like it is. $245 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. That's the ZT0223. And that, my friends, will bring us to the end of another knife sale on the ApostleP channel. Hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. Grace to you and peace from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Now commence to clicking.